was kind of a big brouhaha in the neighborhood because things were going to change very dramatically because the 3rd Avenue L, which had long been slated for demolition, was actually going to happen.
Oh, I see.
And as a result of that, many families were being forced to move out of the neighborhood.
So there was actually, it wasn't just...
Oh, it was an urban renewal.
It was an urban renewal project.
Oh, it was absolutely an urban renewal project. And that was the precipitating cause of all of this, because I remember we lived in this 3-story building. All around us were these 3-story buildings. People were moving out from all of these places. They were not moving, they were being forced out of these buildings. And not long afterwards, this building boom began. And on our corner, where we had lived, and there had been another building with a grocery store right on the corner of 2nd Avenue and 82nd Street, were torn down. Many other buildings were being torn down. And 20-story, 30-story buildings were going up because I was, until Zeta left, I was still going down to 77th Street every day to learn. I just had to take a subway down there. And there was this amazing construction and demolition going on in a neighborhood that, in my memory, until I was 11, had been absolutely stable. I never remember, you know, a house being torn down or new houses going up. It was all absolutely stable.
You always, until we moved to the Bronx, you continued going to that public school just across the street. And then when...
PS 190.
190, right. And so this was happening in the neighborhood. It was being destroyed around us.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, that was precisely what happened. And, you know, the 3rd Avenue well came down. Now, I don't remember precisely when, but it was clear in 1952 or 1953 that this had long been talked about, but it was actually going to happen. There was dates certain that this elevated railway was coming down. As a result of that, this neighborhood became extraordinarily attractive because in the past it was dark
and
noisy and immigrant, and now it was going to be light and normal kind of sound. And it was going to be extraordinarily attractive because it was just north of the center of the city. I mean, you know, when you talk about Yorkville, you're talking about from 72nd Street to 96th Street on the east side. And when you talk about Yorkville in particular, we always kind of calculated Yorkville as you had to be from Lexington to the east, because Park Avenue, Madison Avenue,
different world.
That was a totally different world.